So the ceasefire for the Hormuz Strait and the country that's in conflict with the United States, I can't name the conflict because this whole video will be suppressed, expires tomorrow. So people might expect that the markets would be going down, but they're holding steady, and so is the price of oil. Why, you might explain? Like I said in a previous video, the markets usually don't lie. They usually predict pretty good on what's going to happen. Now, about a week ago, the market started to recover. Oil prices started to stabilize, signaling that the conflict would most likely be over. And I stated that bankers, international banks, and insiders, people that trade in billions, always have inside information, and they make their investments based on that information, and they're pretty good at influencing how the market reacts and flows. So, and that's still the case. Why am I so confident? Why am I saying that maybe the markets are underpricing the risk? Meaning there's more risk than what's already priced in the market, driving the markets down low. I don't think that's the case personally. Personally, I'm seeing a shift against Trump along his orbit. His MAGA influencers are turning against him. His Christian national base is turning against him. His MAGA base is turning against him. J.D. Vance is turning against him. His generals in the White House are turning against him. They stopped him from launching some nuclear weapons at that country, right in the White House. And Rupert Murdoch and his whole media empire are running stories that are negative against Trump. So they're probably going to get rid of him soon and lay this entire screw up with the Middle East with him and replace him with J.D. Vance. So that's the prediction that I'm making. Like I said, it's just a best kind of educated guess on what's going to happen. But Iran's ready for the ceasefire to end. They've got some additional cards they can play, and they're not afraid to use those cards. Trump is desperately trying to convince people that there is a deal, there's a deal on the way, that Iran wants to sign an agreement, which isn't the case. Iran doesn't care if there's a deal or not, because as long as they hold out, that's a position of power for them. They don't have to win the war. They just have to outlast the United States and its financial empire. So with that being said, I hope people aren't nervous about tomorrow and possible escalations. If there is, there'll be very minor escalations before they get rid of Trump and replace him with J.D. Vance. You might think that's better, but trust me, it won't be. The conflict in the Middle East might be over, but they'll be expanding to other spheres of influence around the world. But anyways, that's my take. You stay deadly.